In the vast expanse of Australia, echoes of a chilling past resonate in every corner. A land of sweeping plains and rugged mountain ranges, Australia is not just rich in natural beauty, but also steeped in history. This history, filled with tales of pioneering spirits, convict settlements, and indigenous heritage, has left an indelible mark on the landscape, weaving a tapestry of tales that span centuries. In the whispering wind, the rustling leaves, and the shadows cast by the moonlight, some say you can sense the presence of those who once walked these lands, their stories etched into the very fabric of Australia. From the eerie halls of ancient buildings to the silent echoes of remote landscapes, there are places scattered across this continent that are said to be home to more than just the living. These are the places where history and the supernatural intertwine, where the past refuses to be forgotten. Join us as we journey through time and space to visit Australia's most haunted locations. Our first stop is the infamous Port Arthur, a former penal settlement on Tasmania's southeastern coast. This place, steeped in history, has seen its fair share of hardship and horror, making it a hotbed for paranormal activity. Port Arthur was established in the early 1800s as a timber station, but it soon took on a much darker role. It became a penal colony for British and Irish convicts, serving as a place of punishment and reform. The convicts were put to hard labor, building the colony's infrastructure, and their living conditions were harsh and unforgiving. As we delve into the tales of the supernatural, it's impossible to ignore the reported sightings of former inmates and guards. Visitors and staff have reported seeing apparitions in the form of prisoners in period clothing, wandering aimlessly around the site. The ghostly figure of a lady dressed in blue, believed to be the wife of a former commandant, has also been spotted on numerous occasions. Then there's the story of the former Reverend George Eastman. He's said to haunt the church, a place he was never able to see completed in his lifetime. His apparition, described as a sorrowful figure, is often seen in the church's aisle, as if forever trapped in a place of unfinished business. Visitors to the site have also reported feeling sudden drops in temperature, hearing unexplained sounds, and being touched or pushed by unseen entities. Some even claim to have captured spectral figures in photographs. But it's not just the ghostly sightings that make Port Arthur chilling, it's the atmosphere. The eerie silence that envelops the ruins, the sense of isolation, the palpable remnants of human suffering, all contribute to the spine-tingling sensation that this place is not quite of our world. From the eerie silence that envelops the ruins to the chilling tales of the past, Port Arthur is a haunting reminder of Australia's dark history. So, are you ready to explore further into the world of Australia's most haunted? Next, we travel to New South Wales, where the Monte Cristo Homestead awaits. Set on a hill overlooking the town of Junee, this grand Victorian manor has a history as rich as it is chilling. The Monte Cristo Homestead was built back in 1885 by the prosperous Crawley family. The Crawleys were pillars of society, but behind the closed doors of their elegant homestead, a series of tragedies and unexplained events began to unfold. Fires, untimely deaths, and even a murder are said to have plagued the family and their staff, etching a dark legacy into the very foundation of the house. The Crawleys resided in the homestead for nearly a century, and it's believed that some of them have never truly left. Their spectral presences are reported to linger, bound to the place they once called home. Visitors recount being touched by unseen hands, hearing disembodied voices, and even catching glimpses of apparitions, seemingly stuck in a perpetual loop of their past lives. The most prominent of these apparitions is said to be of Mrs. Crawley herself. She spent the last 2 decades of her life confined to the house following her husband's death, and it appears that her spirit remains just as attached. Sightings of a woman in a period dress, thought to be Mrs. Crawley, have been reported throughout the house, particularly in her former bedroom. Other chilling accounts include the ghostly figure of a maid who fell from the balcony, a stable boy who perished in a fire, and even a mentally ill man who was kept chained in the caretaker's cottage for many years. Each of their stories adds another layer to the eerie tapestry of the Monte Cristo homestead. Today, the homestead stands as a testament to its past, preserved almost exactly as it was during the Crawleys era. It serves both as a time capsule and a chilling reminder of the life and death that once filled its halls. With its tragic past and countless tales of ghostly encounters, the Monte Cristo Homestead sends shivers down the spine. Heading west, we find ourselves at the Fremantle Arts Centre in Western Australia. A cultural hub today, this impressive Gothic structure wasn't always a beacon of creativity and expression. Its origins are much darker and far removed from the vibrant artistic environment it now fosters. The Fremantle Arts Centre, with its towering limestone walls and grand arches, was originally built in the mid-19th century as a lunatic asylum. It served as a home for Western Australia's mentally ill, a place where society's outcasts were shut away. The conditions in this asylum were dire, and it's no surprise that the place is steeped in stories of suffering, despair, and yes, hauntings. The tales of hauntings here are as numerous as they are chilling. Visitors and staff alike have reported eerie occurrences that defy explanation. The most common sightings are those of former patients, their spectral forms seen wandering the halls, forever trapped within the confines of the institution they could never escape in life. There's the story of a woman in a white dress, believed to be a former patient, seen frequently in the courtyard. Then there's the apparition of a child, often sighted in the building's main hall. Some have even reported hearing the melancholic strains of a piano playing in the dead of night, despite there being no piano within the building's walls. These ghostly apparitions and uncanny incidents have made the Fremantle Arts Centre a favorite among paranormal enthusiasts. But it's not just the ghost stories that make this place haunted. The history of suffering and mistreatment of the mentally ill that occurred within these walls is a haunting tale in itself. Today, the Fremantle Arts Centre stands as a stark reminder of a less enlightened time in our history. It's a place where the past and the present coexist, where the echoes of the past reverberate in the vibrant art exhibitions and music concerts of the present. From the chilling echoes of the past to the haunting artworks of the present, the Fremantle Arts Centre is a testament to Australia's haunted history. Finally, we end our journey in the heart of Sydney, in a place known as the Rocks. This is Sydney's oldest neighbourhood, a place where the past and the present coexist, and where the spirits of yesteryears still roam the cobbled streets. The Rocks was established shortly after the colony's formation in the late 18th century. This area, steeped in history, was home to the convicts, soldiers, and sailors who first stepped onto Australia's shores. The stories that have emerged from this place are as varied and textured as the sandstone buildings that line its streets. There's a rich tapestry of tales that paint a vivid picture of the people who once lived here. From the hauntings of the Argyle Cut, a major engineering feat in its time, to the spectral soldiers of George Street. Many visitors have reported seeing apparitions of convicts in their tattered clothing, forever bound to the place of their servitude. And then there's the Garrison Church, the oldest military church in Australia. Some say the spectral figure of a soldier can be seen standing guard, a silent sentinel watching over his post in the afterlife. Others speak of the ghostly sailors, their ethereal forms wandering the shores of Sydney Cove, forever tethered to the sea. The Rocks isn't just about the apparitions of convicts and soldiers, though. There are the tales of the ladies of the night, the hauntings of the old pubs, the echoes of children's laughter in the alleyways. It seems that every corner of this historic neighborhood has a story to tell, a ghostly imprint of the past. But why are these spectral figures still here? Are they remnants of a turbulent past? Echoes of lives lived in hardship and turmoil? Or are they simply drawn to this place, the heart of Sydney, a city that has grown and thrived while honoring its past? With its cobbled streets and timeless buildings, the Rocks serves as a haunting reminder of Sydney's spectral past. It's a place where history comes alive, where every stone, every corner, whispers tales of the long departed. And for those with a keen sense of the paranormal, it's a place where the veil between the living and the dead seems just a little bit thinner. From Tasmania's chilling penal colonies to Sydney's spectral streets, Australia's haunted history is as vast as the country itself. We've journeyed through the eerie echoes of Port Arthur, a place where the spirits of convicts are said to still roam, and felt the chill of the Monte Cristo Homestead, known as the most haunted house in the country. We've explored the artistic yet eerie Fremantle Arts Centre, a place where creative energies intertwine with ghostly presences, and strolled the spectral streets of the Rocks in Sydney, where history and hauntings go hand in hand. Each location, each story, is a piece of the puzzle that makes up Australia's rich and at times chilling history. They serve as reminders, not just of the country's past, but also of the stories and lives that have shaped it. As our journey ends, remember, each haunted location holds a piece of Australia's past, a chilling echo of days long gone.